Hi, this is Vanessa, and we are the Blue Barn Collective. What is the Blue Barn Collective? We're just a group of believers out in the middle of the desert. We house people and families that are going through emotional, physical, and mental rehabilitation. And we do it on a farm with a lot of farm friends, horses, chickens, sheep, goats, dogs, cats. So life is beautiful and interesting and wild every single day of the week, 365 days a year. So during this COVID-19, we've really just pressed into prayer as to what God was calling us to do as a community. And I just want to share that with you. So we began by just praying, and my initial thought as the COVID-19 stay-at-home restrictions started, and just the chaos that was happening at the grocery store. So my initial thought was just to be the hands and feet of Jesus. Who needs food? Who needs help? How can we get out there and be love our community? And so I started just collecting food and calling up people, praying for people, and I was actually quite surprised when I started having a series of dreams, and in these dreams I kept seeing myself songwriting, and finally about the second week of the stay-at-home restrictions, he woke me up really early in the morning, way too early. Lord, let me sleep. and he said, I saw a foundation, like a concrete foundation, and I saw walls being built up very quickly, like fast forward motion. And he said to me, I'm building up the house. And then he gave me a scripture, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And I'm like, what are you trying to say? So I got out of bed, and the way that God really speaks to me is prophetically, when I sit at the piano or I grab my guitar and I just listen and press into what he has to say. So I sat at my piano and I just waited for him, and he actually released just a series of just songs and affirmations and confirmations that he is a God that is good, that is present. And he reminded me, he said, Vanessa, everything that you need for this season right now, I've already given you. I've been preparing you for such a time as this. And my encouragement to you believers out there is that each one of you have already been prepared. You all have the tools that you need for this season. They're there. And it's time to get equipped, to start using them, to ask God. I have so many projects on the farm. Like, the work on the farm never ends. The projects on the farm never ends. I always have a new idea. Let's rearrange, let's move, let's paint, let's create, let's build. And I had my attention being pulled in so many different directions. And some of us at home can understand that. Right now we can't go anywhere, so we're thinking, hey, let's just do all our to-do lists, our chores, everything we don't usually get done, or go out there. But the truth is that each one of us has this very specific tool that God is calling us to use. And for us, he told me, slow down. Yes, you want to run out there and go feed people and go love on people. But right now, the most important thing that you can do is sit down at this piano and write those songs for my people. Translate me to them. And so over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be sharing a couple of songs with you that I really just feel is God's heart over this season. It's getting and reminding ourselves when we're going through the desert, when we're going through the dry, weary lines, when things don't make sense and we have questions and this cannot be God. Can this be you, Lord? It is important to go back on the promises and the testimonies and testify. God, you are good. Yes, I've been through hard, difficult times, but you've shown up every single time. I've never been left out dry. You've never abandoned me. You have a perfect track record. And no, I don't understand why this is happening. And it doesn't make sense to me, but I believe in you. I believe that you are God, my healer. You are God, my protector. I believe in your word. I believe in your truth. And now is the time that we start living by all these things we talk about on Sundays and all the sermons we listen to and the word that we're constantly feeding ourselves. Such a time as this is to start living what we confess that we believe in, believers. I encourage you, take out those tools, search God, what have you given me? Am I a writer? At our church, shout out to Expression 58 and our family there. We've been talking about taking the spike, taking the leap, doing the project. What was God telling you before this whole COVID-19 thing happened? God is not interrupted. He's not forced to be home. He's still on the move. He is still working. He works all things out for good. So I look forward to just sharing these songs with you and seeing you guys take your step, take your leap. And the very first song we're going to be sharing with you is called, I forgot the name of the song. Let me think for a second. The World Stands Still. And so just the world stands still, but God is still near. I set my hope on things unseen. I quiet my spirit. Sometimes He just wants us to be quiet and just be still and to rest assured that He is a healer and He is a provider. And when our bank account is on zero and we have a tendency to look towards the numbers and how things look in the world, we are choosing to say, we're not going to look at the circumstance. We're going to look at you, Jesus, and we're going to stand on truth. So thank you guys for your time, and I look forward to sharing this with you.